Hey guys, welcome back. This video I'm about to do is something I've been wanting to do for a while, ever since I've completed these run of books a little while back, but seemed like something always coming up, work or family-wise, or sometimes you just really don't feel like making a video. You kind of want to be in the mood to do one, that way you can kind of give it your best. But the series I want to feature today is The Invaders from Marvel, 1975. And to me, I was always a big fan of the Justice Society and like Golden Age heroes. And to me, this was like Marvel's version of the JSA, I guess, or whatever. And for the most part, all these books were written by Roy Thomas. I think he did maybe the first 26 or 27 issues. Did the scripts, and then there was like a little period where I think maybe Don Glutt did the scripts, and then later on he kind of came back for a little while. But it kind of gave it a sense of continuity. And but I'm just going to get to this and start showing these beauties. There's Invaders Number One. Got a great John Romita cover. The art inside, I've kind of had this discussion with a few people. A lot of the art was done by Frank Robbins, and he's sort of one of those guys like Kirby, Don Heck, Gene Colan. Just I kind of had to appreciate them when I got older, because when I first started reading comics, it was Neil Adams and Kurt Swan and John Romita and Mike Grell, and just kind of slick looking art, So it's I don't know if it's an acquired taste, but maybe it's an acquired appreciation, But I really grew to like the art, kind of fit maybe the Golden Age style, if there's such a thing. And as far as Frank Robbins, I know he did a lot of great stuff on the Shadow that I like, and of course he did the Johnny Hazard comic strip and all that. But anyway, just a great World War II era book. Captain America, Submariner, the Torch. It's issue number 1. Okay, issue number 2. I think that covers by Buckler and Romita on the inks, and same interior. Robbins and Vince Colletta. I'm going to refrain from saying too much about Vince Colletta because he's not on the book that long, but yeah, this is a great cover. Donar, God of Storms, like that. And here's number 3. Here's a great cover. I think this is Kirby with Romita inks. Number 4, more Kirby. I think Frank Giacoya on the inks. Number 5, I really love this cover. The Red Skull. Got Kirby. And I think Rich Buckler and Dick Ayers did the interior art on this one. I think maybe Jim Mooney did some of the inks. Another great cover, number 6. More Kirby. I always enjoyed the Liberty Legion and the Crusaders. So these are some great battles. There's another copy of number 6. There's number 7. I think this is the first appearance of Baron Blood. It's another Kirby and Romita cover. I think Frank Giacoya aided some on the inks. I think a lot of the stuff Romita did was kind of like retouching the faces, sort of like the way they did Kirby when he started doing the Fourth World stuff for DC. I guess, Romita had a reputation for drawing good faces, so I think they did a lot of alterations like that. Number 8, another great cover, Union Jack. More Kirby. And I think starting with this issue, it was actually Frank Robbins and Frank Springer on the inks. So that's kind of the period I liked, was Robbins and Springer. They kind of got the groove going, if I may use a musical term on that, on the series. Of course, like I say, for the first 25 or 30 so issues, I think Roy Thomas did the script, so there was a good sense of continuity, like I said. Okay, number 9. I think it's Kirby and Frank Springer on the cover. Number 10. That's a Ron Wilson cover. Number 11. More Kirby. I think for the most part, it was either Frank Giacoia or Joe Sennett inked these covers. There's a few exceptions with just some great action. Number 12, another great Kirby cover. That's another number 12. How in the world did I have duplicates? Okay, this is number 13 with the Golem. This is a Gil Kane cover with Frank Giacoia on the inks, I think. There's a better copy. I think that was one of my originals. Number 14, the Crusaders. Little Kirby goodness. I think they kind of did this as like an unofficial crossover. There was a group called the Crusaders in the Invaders and in the Freedom Fighters. And in the Freedom Fighters version, those characters looked more like the Invaders. So it was kind of Roy Thomas, and I can't remember who was writing the Freedom Fighters in, but they were kind of having some fun with an unofficial crossover there. Another copy of that one. Number 15. 16, great cover with the Master Man. I think Jim Mooney did the pencils in this one. More Frank Springer on the inks. Another copy of that. Another copy of that. I know my buddy Eric is laughing right now if he's watching this. Number 17, this is a great cover. Obviously. More Gil Kane, Joe Sennett. And we're back to the Frank Robbins and Frank Springer art. Number 18. I think from like 18 through maybe 27 or 28, it was Gil Kane on the covers. And either Sennett or Giacoia on the inks. Just showed that one, didn't I? Okay, here's number 19, the great Hitler cover. This almost looks like a Kirby. I think the figure of Hitler over here kind of looks like Kirby almost. Oh, and here's one of my favorites. Yeah, this is my original. I had when I was a kid. Number 20. It's got a great Union Jack cover and a woman called Spitfire. Yeah, that's just comic book goodness right there. And that's my upgrade I got later on. Another great cover, number 21. Gil Kane sure did do some great covers. I always thought this one's funny. The Untold Origin of Toro plus the Asbestos Lady. And you got the famous or infamous floating heads. I love the floating heads. Some people don't like them, but I love them. It's almost like a picture frame cover from a few years earlier. 23. The Scarlet Scarab Strikes. Number 24. This is actually like a fill-in issue. It's a reprint, and I think they reprinted like the very first Human Torch and Submariner fight or team up or crossover, what do you want to call it. So this is pretty cool. I just recently reread that one. Yeah, I think this came from like Marvel Mystery number 17. Carl Burgos and Bill Everett on the art, or writer-artist, I'm not sure. 25. This is continued from issue 23 with more Scarlet Scarab. And we're back to the Frank Robbins and Frank Springer art. I like this cover, number 26. I think this is another one that John Romita touched up the faces on. Number 27. You can tell this is a little bit different. This is Gil Kane, but it's got Klaus Janson on the inks. And a copy of 27. That's number 28. What was it? The Kid Commandos. I think that's actually Frank Robbins and Springer on the cover. Oh yeah, it's easy to tell. Like I say, Robbins is one of those, I think underappreciated, and I sure didn't appreciate him when I first started reading comics. But I really like the energy of his stuff, and it just kind of fit the feel of a period book. Number 29. This was, I think this was Alan Kupperberg did the pencils on this, and Romita did the inks, but I'm pretty sure they had Ernie Chan come in and redraw Submariner for some reason, so you can kind of tell that's Ernie Chan's work just on that figure. Big fan of Ernie Chan. Another guy I didn't really appreciate till later on. Number 30. Cooperberg, or how you want to pronounce it. Probably Joe Sennett on the inks. Yeah, well, it says Sennett right there on the bottom. So, and here we have a Nazi Frankenstein cover, kind of plugging their Monsters Unleashed mag at the time, I guess. Not sure who did this one. Kind of looks like Kirby or Romita. I'm not sure. Maybe that's just all Joe Sennett. I believe it's just Joe Sennett on the pencils and inks. Anyway, I'm sitting there trying to refresh my memory, and you guys are wanting to see books, so I'll shut up. 32, another classic Kirby cover with Thor and Hitler on there. And another nice cover, number 33. I think this is by Kirby and Dave Cockrum, actually. So it looks a little bit different. Yeah, you can see a lot of both of them in there. $34. The Mighty Destroyer Strikes Back. He's out for Invader Blood. More Union Jack. This is another great cover. Number 35, the Golden Age Whizzer. I think, if I remember right, I think Don Heck probably did about 10 or 11 pages of pencils in this one. But I always liked the Golden Age characters, and he later on became part of the Squadron Sinister, Squadron Supreme, Supreme Power. You know, later on I think he was called the Blur. But there's I think there's several stories that involve him. So he's got a lot of history in the Marvel Universe. There's another copy. Number 36, the Iron Cross. I think the interior art's Paul Cooperberg and Chick Stone. I think Chick Stone's inked several of these towards the end. There's another copy. Another one. Guest starring the Liberty Legion, number 37. Number 38, Lady Lotus and U-Man. You gotta love those names. Number 39. I think this is one of my originals. Yeah, because it's got a tear up through here. And there's, yeah, there's an upgrade. There's number 40. Another nice cover. I think that's Dave Cockrum with Joe Sennett on the inks. And here's the last issue. Number 41. I think that's an all Al Milgrom cover. And I started to say that some of the Avengers get started in it, but I think it's in one of the either the giant size or the annual. Yeah, that's the last issue. It's actually double size, square bound book. So another reason to get that one. And the last couple is going to be the annual from 1977. Got a great cover by Alex Schomburg, great Golden Age artist. And I think it's the art inside is like several artists, just like Schomburg and maybe Bill Everett, Lee Elias. I know there's a couple I'm missing out. Schomburg does some art on the inside. Don Rico, that was another name, yeah. And of course you got some Robbins and Springer in here too. That's a great one. I think this is the one that guest stars a few of the Avengers. And another copy of that one. And the last one I've got to show is the Giant Size Invaders. This is a Frank Robbins and John Romita cover. Just love this one. This is great. But I've been saying all these are great, so you know. Yep. I think this actually has a. I think it has like a reprint of like Submariner Comics 1 in this one, if I remember right. Yeah. Reprint Submariner 1. It's got a great story. I think Vince Scaletta comes back for the inks on this one. So, there we go, guys. This is a run of Invaders, Giant Size and Annual number 1. Hope you've enjoyed this. I really enjoyed going back through these. I was like rebagging and boarding a bunch of them, and I had to flip through several of them and had to read several of them. So it just kind of brought back some real good memories. So glad I'm finally able to do this video. So for those of you that want to see more Invaders, I think Medarog, I think he might have done a live stream with someone a little while back. And I haven't watched that because I didn't want it to influence what I was doing here. But yeah, if you want to see more stuff about Invaders, go see Medarog. And there's some other great channels where we got some Invaders fans. So, all right, guys. Hope you've enjoyed this. Hope you're having a great weekend. And I'm going to try to get back sometimes this weekend if I can and do a video on my run of Captain Marvel, which I just recently completed about the same time I did these. So All right, guys, stay safe, and we'll talk to you later. Onward and upward.